Here we are at Johannesburg for the one-day international between South Africa and Australia. It's baking hot in here today. I really feel for the players who'll have to be out there in the sun all day. You were out in the middle earlier, Jim. How did the pitch look then?
Good morning, Richie, and good morning, everyone. This is a great batting surface. It's hard and true, and the ball will come onto the bat just perfectly. It'll also give the fast bowlers and wrist spinners some assistance, as there's plenty of bounce. It might also deteriorate slightly as the match progresses, so getting first use of it would be ideal. I'd choose to bat. Well, that appears to be the state of the pitch. Back to you, Richie.
Gilchrist is going to face the first ball of the match. Those are the first runs for Gilchrist. That's the first runs of the day for Hayden. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end.
The one-day fielding restrictions really give attacking batsmen an advantage at the start of the innings.
Pollock to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. There it goes. He smashed that a long way.
The fielder just watched it. Going.
Pollock to Gilchrist. That's straight up in the air. That takes him into double figures. No wicket for 13. So there was 12 off that over.
His skipper won't be too pleased with him after that over.
Donald to begin a new over. Donald continues. It's straight to a fielder. He's got it into the gap. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. It's straight at Klusener. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end.
Australia will be looking to take full advantage of the early fielding restrictions by scoring some quick runs.
Pollock to begin a new over. There it goes. Well, that was 6 as soon as he hit it.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about it. There might be a little bit more in the next one.
He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. That takes him into double figures. Picked up by Klusener. Pollock at the start of his run-up. It's high in the air. That was sheer power.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
Gilchrist has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed.
Australia are off to a flying start here. If they can keep it going, they're in for a large total.
Donald to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Mackenzie reaches it before it crosses the boundary. A long hop and punish. That's the first boundary for Hayden. That's the end of the 5th over. Pollock to begin a new over. Pollock to Gilchrist. Gilchrist couldn't be tempted into hooking that one.
Excellent bowling. The batsman looked to be in trouble with the short ball.
Gilchrist is now on strike. It's high in the air. Oh, that was superb timing.
That was good batting. He picked his spot, didn't try to smash it, just stroked it through the gap. A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. Fielded down at fine leg by Donald. Oh, that's a really superb shot. Hayden has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. 44 overs are left for Australia. This is an excellent start by the openers. They're making full use of the field restrictions out there.
Donald to begin a new over. Spot on, line and length.
He's really giving the batsmen some headaches out there today.
Stopped by Cullinan. Pollock to begin a new over. got onto that one. Pollock only overpitched very slightly. He was punished.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
4 all the way. That was a real textbook shot.
Well, he smashed that for 4 with a big smile on his face.
Stopped by Donald. Hayden is now on strike. Safely taken by Ellis.
Great catch. To use the old saying, catches win matches.
Hayden has gone for 28.
He looked in good form out there. He'll be disappointed that he didn't get a bigger score.
Ponting is the next batsman in. Pollock has picked up the first wicket of the match. That over eased the pressure on the batting team. Donald to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Boye reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Hit straight at Cullinan. Gone, caught. Gilchrist makes his way back to the dressing room.
Well taken. He never looked like dropping.
Simons facing his first ball. Simons is off the mark. Pollock to begin a new over. Stopped by Rhodes. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Pollock at the start of his run-up. That's the first runs of the day for Ponting. For all the way. That's the first boundary for Simons. Pollock to Simons. He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs. Simons moves into double figures with those runs. That's the end of the 10th over. Donald to begin a new over. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Donald at the start of his run-up. Donald at the start of his run-up. Stopped by Cullinan. 39 overs are left in the innings. We're about to see the first bowling change. There it goes. That's the first boundary for Ponting. Oh, that's a really superb shot. That takes him into double figures. Simons is now facing. I think he was easily back in the crease there. He's got onto that one. That was a superb placement.
The bowler didn't do too much wrong there. It was just an excellent shot.
38 overs are left in the innings. Donald to begin a new over. Stopped by Cullinan. He's worked that into the gap. Donald continues. Hit straight to a fielder. 37 overs are left for Australia. Oye to begin a new over. That's cleared the boundary. 6 runs.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about it. There might be a little bit more in the next one.
The batsman will have to run these. Simons has now moved into the 20s. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Fielded by Kirsten. He's worked that into the gap. Australia move on to 91. Oye continues. That's gone high in the air. .36 overs are left in the innings. Donald to begin a new over. Play it away with comfort. Simons facing. Oh, what a catch, Bill.
That was a really good effort by the fielder. He did well to cling on to it.
Simons goes for 24. Boyer to begin a new over. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. That was 4 the moment it left his bat.
He played that shot to perfection.
Boyer at the start of his run-up. That's straight up in the air. Ponting has now moved into the 20s. Hit straight at Cullinan. Boyer continues. .34 overs are left for Australia. We're about to see a change in the bowling. That's the first runs of the day for War. Rhodes reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Didn't quite get hold of that one properly. He smashed that one right out of the ground. Hollis won't like that at all.
It doesn't really matter if it goes in the air if you hit it that far.
Six. Smashed that right out of the ground.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
Over pitch and driven for 4. Played that with superb timing.
He'll have enjoyed that one. It was 4 the moment it left his bat.
That's racing away for 4. This batsman won't miss anything that's short.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
33 overs are left for Australia. Boyer to begin a new over. Boyer is back in the attack. Hit straight to a fielder. Boyer continues. A cracking stroke. That's the first boundary for War. Cullis to begin a new over. He looked as if he was home to me. He's worked that into the gap. The umpire is calling for the third umpire. Ponting goes for 41. That was a fine innings from Ponting.
He looked to be in good form out there. He really should have built on that good start.
Cullis to bowl to War. Played into the gap. Batsmen are coming back for two. Rhodes reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Cullis to bowl to War. Played into the gap. That takes him into double figures. Waiting. 31 overs are left for Australia. Boyer to begin a new over. Waiting. Stopped by Cullinan. Hit straight at Cullinan. Now for 134. Hit straight at Donald. That's the end of the 20th over. Cullis to begin a new over. That's a lovely way to get off the mark. There's a mix-up with the batsman. He was struggling there, but somehow he's got away with it. 4 for 135. Didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Fielded in the deep by Rhodes. It's high in the air. He picked the length quickly with that one.
Well, he smashed that for 4 with a big smile on his face.
Cullis is back in the attack. The batsman will have to run these. Cullis is back in the attack. That's straight up in the air. Cullis is underneath it and takes it comfortably.
He took a great catch there. The batsman will be gutted about it.
War goes for 18-29. Overs are left for Australia. The new batsman comes in at the non-striker's end shot. That is beautifully played. That's the first boundary for Bevan. Boye to bowl to Bevan. Boye to bowl to Bevan. Played into the gap. That's the first runs of the day for War. Bevan is now facing. Cullis to begin a new over. Hit straight to a fielder. Stopped in the covers. Cullis to War. Over pitched and smashed to four. That's the first boundary for War. He's worked that into the gap. Mackenzie just picks that up inside the rope. .27 overs are left for Australia. Bevan waiting at the striker's end. That's speeding to the boundary. Bevan moves into double figures with those runs. Hit straight at Kirsten. Our shot. He picked the length quickly with that one.
Well, you can't afford to overpitch it. 2 full and dispatched for 4.
Boye is back in the attack. Boye continues. There should be some runs here. Picked up on the boundary by Kirsten. For all the way. Bevan has now moved into the 20s. 26 overs are left in the innings. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. That takes him into double figures. Cullis continues. The fielder will cut that off. The batsmen are looking for 2. Great job done by the fielder in the deep. 4 runs. War really punishes anything short.
Well, a delivery like that really is easy pickings for any quality batsman.
That's straight up in the air. Really struck that well.
That's a demoralising sight for any bowler, seeing the ball sail over the fence.
That's the halfway mark. 25 overs. We're about to see a change in the bowling. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Pollock continues. It's in the air, and there's a fielder under it.
That was a bad shot. He really seemed to lose concentration.
Waugh makes his way back to the dressing room. Hit straight at Rhodes. Pollock to bowl to Warne. That's the first runs of the day for Warne. 24 overs are left in the innings. Cullis to begin a new over. Cracking stroke. That's the first boundary for Warne. He's worked that into the gap. Warne waiting at the striker's end. He's worked that into the gap. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Warne facing. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Pollock to bowl to Warne. We'll need a TV replay to decide this one. That's gone high in the air. Looked as if he was home to me. 22 overs are left for Australia. Cullis to begin a new over. Cullis to bowl to Warne. Played into the gap. Cullis to Bevan. Out!
That was a lazy shot. He didn't get over it at all.
Hit straight to a fielder. A very good over. Only one off it in the end. Pollock to begin a new over. Hit straight to a fielder. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Safely taken by Preston. He's gone for a duck. Those are the first runs for Gillespie. Cullis to begin a new over. Cullis bowled that bouncer just perfectly.
The batsman's getting a bit of a working over out there.
Warren facing. Pollock to bowl to Warren. (18 overs are left in the innings. We're about to see a change in the bowling. Steered expertly into the gap. Cullis out at long off. He's worked that into the gap. That takes him into double figures. batsman will have to run these. Pollock to begin a new over. The batsman will have to run these. Gillespie waiting at the striker's end. I think he was easily back in the crease there. A very good over. Only one offered in the end. Gillespie waiting at the striker's end. Brilliantly caught.
It might have looked easy, but it wasn't.
Gillespie is making his way back to the pavilion. Boye at the start of his run-up. Boye at the start of his run-up. That's the end of the 35th over. South Africa are making a change in bowling. The fielder will cut that off. McGrath is now on strike. Cullis to McGrath.
Waiting!
A very good over. Only one offered in the end. The new batsmen won't face for the time being. He smashed that away. That really was a super stroke.
He picked his spot well there, a glorious boundary.
That's four more. Super shot by Wong.
He loves the ball in that area. Great shot. 4 runs.
Oye to Guang. Pushed into the gap. Warren has now moved into the 20s. That over eased the pressure on the batting team. Cullis to bowl the last of his allotted overs. That's gone high in the air. Brilliantly caught. Australia have been bowled out for 112, so they need 213 to win from 300 balls. So to sum up then, Australia win by 22 runs.